Extinction Rebellion campaigners returned to Norfolk County Hall today, 10 months after they were dragged from council chambers by the police. But this time there was quite a different atmosphere as activists cautiously welcomed the council's new environmental policy. Robbie West reports.
Known as the Red Rebels, members of the climate change campaign group Extinction Rebellion staged a silent yet colourful demonstration at County Hall. From the public gallery, they watched on as the council agreed to a new environmental policy, including a pledge for Norfolk to achieve zero net carbon emissions by 2030.
Can you show a show of hands to accept them?
Unanimously backed by the full council, agreement over the first steps that include making buildings more environmentally friendly, planting more trees and promoting greener travel. Members from all political parties worked on the plan, and £1 million worth of funding has been set aside for capital investment.
Climate change affects us massively. We've got a very vulnerable coast along Norfolk. We've got the internal rivers that do their part. We've got one of the driest parts of prone to drought in the country. So we know climate change is going to affect Norfolk, and if we can do our bit, then we can say to others, look what we're doing, come along and copy it.
Back in February, Extinction Rebellion protesters staged a 4-hour occupation of the council chamber that led to several arrests. Today, protesters from the same campaign group gathered outside, cautiously welcoming the proposals. Norfolk County Council are one of the first local authorities in the country to commit to net zero carbon emissions by 2030. Climate change protesters were pleased with the first steps of this policy. Norfolk County Council is taking action when it comes to climate change. Campaigners are pleased with the first steps and will be watching closely, wanting councillors to keep heading in the same direction. Robbie West, BBC Look East, County Hall.
Well, earlier, Shirin Babon, one of the protesters who stopped council proceedings in the chamber earlier this year, you saw in that report she was leading the singing. She came into the studio earlier. She said the group had achieved a lot.
So we started our group a year ago. Then in February we staged a protest inside the council chamber, which has not been done before in the UK. We didn't know what the result of it was going to be, and it was a bit scary for us, but we felt we had to do something. And then the council setting up this cross-party group to discuss what they can do about the problem, inviting us to speak to them, and then today agreeing unanimously to the policy. We need to do basically everything that we can to deal with the emergency.
I mean, the council mentioned the funding. It mentioned moves like having more, energy efficient homes, tree planting. Is that going to be enough?
I mean, it's not going to solve the problem, no, but it's a good first step. Norwich actually has higher than average carbon emissions. And it's something that we really need to be thinking seriously about, especially because we're such a vulnerable region, but also because we're very privileged here to live in the UK, and we're affecting people all over the world with the things that we're doing.
So you're happy with what the council have said. Have you said to the council in return, OK then, thank you, and we're not going to disrupt your meetings, we're not going to be difficult, we will from now on work with you?
No, not at all. And they haven't met our demands. The policy is quite
radical.
radical.
More protests.
There's going to be more protests. If we don't do something about this, there's going to be riots. There's going to be people who are hungry. People are going to lose their homes. There's a refugee crisis. Agriculture will fail. I'm terrified. I will do what I have to do in order to get the message across. And
that includes breaking the law?
It for many people does include breaking the law. I will do what I can do to support the people that I feel are morally doing the right thing, because we've got an obligation to act, so I'll do my part.
Shirin Babon, thank you very much.
No problem, thank you.